Imagine a life where every obstacle that once chained your spirit dissolves like morning mist under the warm sun, a life where your words hold the power to transform, and your thoughts carve pathways of gold through the mountains of limitation. This is not fantasy, this is the glorious truth waiting for you to claim it. The first key to this magnificent transformation is understanding the power of your own words and thoughts. Each utterance you make, each silent thought you harbor, sends ripples across the fabric of your reality. You are a living magnet, drawing into your life the very essence of what you declare. Speak boldly, think courageously, for your words are spells cast upon your destiny. But words alone are empty without the fire of faith burning deep within your soul. Faith is not a fragile hope, it is a fierce certainty, knowing that unseen forces conspire for your triumph. When you hold this unwavering belief, the chains of limitation crumble beneath the weight of your conviction. And yet, this sacred path requires more than belief, it demands action. The law of substitution is your spiritual sword. For every fearful thought, you must raise the banner of divine truth. Let doubt knock at your door, but never invite it in. Replace it with declarations of victory, health, prosperity, and peace. This mental alchemy transforms the lead of fear into the gold of freedom. But, beloved friends, the journey to liberation is not complete without the grace of forgiveness. To forgive is to break the invisible bonds of resentment that imprison your heart. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Forgive others who may have caused you pain. With every act of forgiveness, you cleanse your spirit, and the walls of limitation fall away. Finally, release the grip of control. Align your heart with the divine will, and surrender your desires into the flow of the universe. This surrender is not weakness, it is the highest expression of power. When you let go, you invite miracles to dance into your life effortlessly, filling your days with abundance and joy beyond measure. Rise up now. Speak the words that will free you. Believe with unshakable faith. Replace fear with truth. Forgive and release. Align with the divine flow and watch as the world unfolds before you, limitless and radiant. The power to break free lies within you. Claim it, live it, and become the glorious master of your destiny. True release from limitations is not achieved through fleeting hopes or mere wishful thinking. It is birthed from a profound and unwavering faith. A faith so deep that it transcends doubt and fear. This faith is the cornerstone of transformation, the invisible lever that lifts the burdens weighing down the soul and opens the doors to realms of success, joy, and fulfillment that once seemed out of reach. It is a spiritual force that commands the universe to rearrange itself in alignment with your highest good. Faith is not something passive or uncertain. It is an active, vibrant certainty that pulses through every fiber of your being. It is the assurance that regardless of the present circumstances or the obstacles that stand before you, the divine intelligence that governs all things is orchestrating a perfect plan on your behalf. This belief transforms your mindset from one of limitation to one of infinite possibility. When faith reigns supreme in your heart, you no longer see walls but windows. You no longer see endings but new beginnings. Consider this. The moment you embrace this kind of faith, your entire reality begins to shift. The problems that once loomed large shrink in the light of your inner certainty. You find the strength to rise above challenges because you know that something greater than yourself is at work. This faith empowers you to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear, because you trust in the unseen currents guiding your journey. Faith is also the key that unlocks your creative power. When you believe wholeheartedly that you are worthy of abundance and success, your mind and spirit align with that truth, attracting opportunities and solutions that were previously hidden. Doubt and fear are like dark clouds obscuring the sun. Faith is the radiant light that disperses those clouds, allowing your potential to shine brilliantly. Importantly, this faith is not blind or ignorant of reality. Rather, it is a confident trust that transcends the temporary setbacks and challenges of life. It acknowledges difficulties but refuses to be defined or defeated by them. Instead, it sees them as stepping stones, lessons, and part of a divine plan that is ultimately for your growth and good. This unwavering belief acts as a spiritual anchor during turbulent times. When fear threatens to pull you under, faith holds you steady. It assures you that you are never alone and that the universe is conspiring in your favor. This assurance breeds courage, resilience, and an unshakable hope that fuels your persistence. When you cultivate this kind of faith, it becomes impossible to remain bound by limitations. The chains that once held you captive fall away because they cannot withstand the power of your belief. Faith opens doors that no key can unlock and lights a path where none seem to exist. It turns what was once impossible into inevitable. In every moment, you have the choice to either surrender to doubt or to embrace this powerful faith. By choosing faith, you align yourself with a force greater than circumstance, greater than fear, greater than any limitation. This alignment is your secret weapon, your divine right, and your most potent tool for creating a life of freedom, abundance, and joy. The secret to breaking free from limitations lies deeply rooted in the powerful law of substitution, a spiritual principle that transforms your mental landscape and ultimately your external reality. This law teaches us that every negative thought, every seed of doubt or fear, must be consciously and deliberately replaced with a positive, divine truth. It's a mental discipline that requires vigilance, awareness, and an unwavering commitment to reshaping your inner world. Because what you allow your mind to dwell on becomes the blueprint for your life. Fear and doubt are sneaky intruders. They creep into your mind when you least expect them, casting shadows over your hopes and dreams. Left unchecked, these negative thoughts multiply, feeding a cycle of limitation that keeps you trapped in a narrow reality of scarcity, struggle, and disappointment. But the law of substitution offers a way out, a way to reclaim your power by refusing to entertain these destructive patterns. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you let weeds grow unchecked, they will choke the life out of your beautiful flowers. But if you consistently uproot the weeds and plant seeds of truth, beauty, and abundance, your garden will flourish. This is the essence of substitution. Whenever a fearful thought arises, I can't, I'm not enough, this will never work, you must immediately uproot it by replacing it with a strong, positive affirmation that reflects the highest truth of your being. I am capable, I am worthy, the path is opening before me. This is not mere wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is a conscious realignment with the divine reality that underlies all existence. When you replace negativity with truth, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, which is the great architect of your experiences. Your subconscious does not differentiate between what is imagined and what is real. It simply acts upon the dominant thoughts you feed it. By feeding it divine truths, you are rewriting the very code of your life. The practice of substitution requires patience and persistence because old habits of thought are deeply ingrained. At first, the negative thoughts may be loud and persistent, but with consistent effort, the new thoughts grow stronger until they become the default state of your mind. Over time, this mental reconditioning manifests in your outer world as new opportunities, improved relationships, greater health, and increased prosperity. The key to mastering this law is not to resist negative thoughts with force or frustration, but to gently and firmly guide your mind back to the light of truth. Each time you do this, you build mental muscle, strengthening your ability to stay focused on what serves your highest good. It is an act of spiritual courage, a declaration that you will no longer be a prisoner to fear or doubt. As you commit to this process, you will notice that your entire outlook shifts. Challenges become stepping stones, setbacks become lessons, and every experience begins to contribute to your growth and success. You become the master of your mind rather than its victim, and in doing so, you unlock doors that once seemed sealed shut. Ultimately, the law of substitution is a sacred tool given to you to reclaim your divine birthright, a life of freedom, joy, and abundance. It empowers you to break the chains of limitation by transforming your thoughts into powerful affirmations of truth. Use it diligently, and watch as your world transforms in magnificent and unexpected ways. Forgiveness is one of the most profound acts of liberation you can ever undertake. It is not merely a gracious gesture extended to others, it is a powerful, sacred release that frees your own soul from the invisible chains of resentment, bitterness, and pain. Holding on to grievances, grudges, or past wounds keeps you trapped in a cycle of limitation, blocking the flow of abundance, joy, and peace. To truly break free, forgiveness must become your intentional practice, a daily, spiritual cleansing that opens the door to healing and transformation. When you forgive, you are not condoning wrongdoing or forgetting the lessons learned. Rather, you are choosing to release the toxic hold that past hurts have on your heart and mind. These emotional burdens act like energetic blocks, congesting your spirit and clouding your vision. They weigh you down with heavy chains of anger, sorrow, and judgment, binding you to the very circumstances you wish to transcend. Forgiveness cuts through these chains with the sharp blade of compassion and understanding. The power of forgiveness begins within. It starts with forgiving yourself, the person who has made mistakes, faltered, or fallen short. Self-forgiveness is the foundation upon which all other forgiveness stands. When you embrace your own imperfections and release self-condemnation, you clear a path for growth and renewal. You shift from being your harshest critic to becoming your most compassionate ally. This internal freedom radiates outward and allows you to extend forgiveness to others with genuine empathy. Forgiving others, especially those who have caused deep wounds, may seem impossible at times. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that forgiveness holds the greatest power. When you forgive, you do not free the other person from accountability. You free yourself from carrying their pain. You take back your power by refusing to be defined by past injuries. This act of letting go creates space in your life for new blessings, fresh opportunities, and expanded possibilities. Forgiveness also transforms your energetic field. Every unforgiven grievance acts like a closed door, shutting out the abundance and joy that naturally want to flow into your life. But forgiveness opens that door wide, inviting healing energy to flood your being. It restores harmony within your mind, body, and spirit, and aligns you more fully with the divine flow of prosperity and well-being. This process requires courage and a willingness to surrender the need for justice or revenge. It challenges you to see beyond surface appearances and recognize the divine spark in everyone, including those who have wronged you. Forgiveness becomes a conscious choice to embrace love over fear, freedom over bondage, and light over darkness. As you cultivate forgiveness, you may notice old wounds begin to heal and emotional burdens lift. Your relationships can transform, becoming richer and more compassionate. You will also discover an inner peace that surpasses understanding, a deep knowing that you are no longer held captive by the past, but are free to move forward into a limitless future. In releasing through forgiveness, you reclaim your spiritual power. You break the energetic cycles that keep you bound and invite the universe to bring you greater health, happiness, and prosperity. This sacred act of letting go is not weakness. It is the ultimate expression of strength and freedom, the gateway through which you step into the life you are always meant to live. To truly release limitations and step into a life of abundant freedom, one must learn the exquisite art of alignment with the divine will, with the natural flow of the universe, and with the currents of prosperity that surround us. This alignment is a sacred dance between your desires and the higher intelligence that governs all existence. When you surrender your personal will and ego's grasp on outcomes, you open yourself to receive blessings far beyond what you could have imagined. This surrender is not a passive act of defeat, but the highest form of spiritual power and creative expression. The moment you begin to align with divine will, your resistance to life's challenges diminishes. You stop struggling against the currents and instead learn to move gracefully with them. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly, finding the path of least resistance, nourishing everything in its way without force or strain. When you align yourself with this flow, you tap into a source of infinite energy and wisdom, which guides you to where you need to be at exactly the right time. This alignment calls for trust and patience. It asks you to release attachment to specific outcomes, to let go of the need to control every detail. Instead, you hold your desires lightly, trusting that the universe knows what is best for you and will provide in the perfect way and moment. This attitude creates space for miracles, synchronicities, and unexpected opportunities to enter your life, opening doors you may never have even considered knocking on. Prosperity is a natural byproduct of this divine alignment. When you are in tune with the flow, abundance flows. Freelimony, health, relationships, and joy become reflections of your inner harmony. Prosperity is not merely financial gain. It is the fullness of life experienced when your energy vibrates in harmony with the universal laws. This vibrational match draws to you everything you need and desire, effortlessly and joyfully. Aligning with divine will also means recognizing and honoring your own highest good. It requires a deep inner listening, a quieting of the mind, to hear the whispers of your soul and the wisdom of the universe. This is where intuition becomes a trusted guide, directing you toward choices that elevate your spirit and serve your highest purpose. As you practice this alignment, your decisions become clearer, and your path unfolds with grace and ease. Surrender in this context is not about giving up or resigning yourself to fate. It is about releasing the limited, rigid ideas of how things should be, and embracing the vast possibilities that the universe offers. It is an act of faith and openness that invites divine intelligence to work through you and for you. When you surrender, you empower yourself to co-create with the universe, tapping into a creative force that is far greater than any individual effort. Through this alignment, limitations lose their grip because you are no longer fighting against the natural order of things. You become a vessel through which divine abundance flows, breaking free from scarcity, struggle, and frustration. Your life becomes a living testament to the truth that when you surrender and align, miracles happen, and your highest good is fulfilled. This sacred harmony between your will and divine will is the ultimate key to unlocking a limitless, prosperous life. It is the secret passageway through which your dreams manifest and your soul finds its true expression. Step into this alignment, surrender your fears, and watch as the universe conspires to bring you everything you desire and more.